All right, guys. So let's keep delving into matter. All right. So properties of matter. You can have physical and chemical properties. We're going to talk about chemical first, and then we're going to move on to physical. A physical property is characteristics of a substance that can change without turning it into a different substance. Okay. So chopping wood would be a physical change. I didn't change it from wood to something else. I just chopped it into smaller bits. All right. Chemical would be the changing of the substance into something new. So like burning wood. Okay. I chopped the wood, physical, burn the wood. I changed it into something else, ash and byproducts and all these other things. So physical and chemical. Physical is characteristics, color, what it looks like, things like that. Chemical is we have the ability to bond, the ability to react with acids. It just kind of depends on what we're talking about. But on the chemical, it's changing it on the chemical level. Here, we're changing it or doing something with it on a physical level. All right, so ways matter can change. Now, physical, which like we gave with the example with the wood, we change it, but we don't change what it is. We change its appearance. We don't turn it into anything new. Okay? Chemical, we change what it is into something new. So a good example, like I said, drawing on your past experience, usually with biology, carbon dioxide plus water turns into C6H12O6 and oxygen gas. Okay, so here we have a chemical change. We took this, all right, we took carbon dioxide and water, we mixed it all around, added some sunshine, all right, we came out with sugar and oxygen gas. Okay, so that's a chemical change. Now, if water solid, all right, aka ice, goes to water liquid, all right, that would be a state change, which is just a physical change, going its appearance. It went from ice to water, or liquid water, all right. That is just an appearance change. We didn't create anything new. Nothing was made. We didn't shift any molecules around. All right, we just kept them the same. It just went from a solid to a liquid. And then if you really want to get fancy with it, H2O to a gas. Once again, same thing. All right, we went from liquid water to gas water, aka water vapor. All right, we didn't change here. We didn't change what it was. We just changed what state it was in. All right, so let's look at some examples, and we will do a plethora of these in class. All right, so cooking an egg. Well, I like to think about some of these, especially with the things like this. Can we uncook an egg? Can you undo what you did? The answer to that is no. So this would be a chemical change. Okay? Boiling water. You're like, we can't unboil water. But you can collect that water back and condense it back into liquid water. So that is just a physical change. Ironing a shirt. I sound very southern when I say that. Sorry. So if I iron a shirt, all right, it just gets the wrinkles out. You don't change the shirt. So it is a physical change. Burning gas. From gasoline to carbon dioxide, vapors, all these other things. That is a chemical change. Evaporating alcohol, all right, or fingernail polish remover, things like this. It's evaporating. It's not changing. It's just turning into a gas. So that would be a physical change. Sanding a table, all right. That's just getting the rough edges out, right? So we're not changing it. We're not changing the wood on a chemical level. We're just changing it on a physical level. grinding grain to make bread, right? Do we change the grain, the shape of it? Yes. Do we change what it's made up of at its atomic level? No. All right? So, physical change. Fermenting fruit. Keyword here is fermenting, okay? So, we are changing what's in the fruit. It's fermenting is going to be making alcohol or ethanol, okay? So that is a chemical change. Dissolving sugar in water, okay? The sugar that you get at the, Kroger or wherever, all right, is not in its smallest form, the C6H12O6 that we've used a lot in these videos, okay? It's just dissolving. If I were to heat up that water, that sugar water, and evaporate all that water off, I would be left with a bunch of sugar at the bottom of it, okay? At the bottom of the beaker. So we didn't chemically change it, we just physically changed what it looks like, so that is a physical change. Oop, a little too far, my bad. All right, so now two type of properties. We've got physical properties and chemical properties. So we have physical change, chemical change. Now we got physical properties, chemical properties. All right, physical properties are used to identify and classify matter. It's characteristics of the substance. All right, we use our senses: taste, smell, sight, hearing. All these things, right? Like I said, we're in chemistry class, so we're not really going to use taste, all right? But we're not changing the substance into anything new. Once again, it's this idea of not changing it is a physical, all right? And if we are changing, we have a chemical. All right, so odor, hardness, just how hard it is. Texture, once again, taste. We're not doing taste in chemistry, but use that. Color, temperature, things of that nature, all right, are physical properties. Temperature, what does it freeze at? What does it boil at? Da, 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 da. Okay, freezing something or boiling something is not changing what it is, it's just changing the state in which it is. Okay, some examples, some more examples. Size, shape, freezing point, boiling point, melting point. Viscosity, which is how, for lack of a better way to put it, how slippery it is. Density, we talked about density at the beginning of the year, so how dense something is a physical property. It doesn't change what it is, it's just a property of it. Luster kind of means shiny, all right? Viscosity is just the resistance of a liquid to flow, all right? We talked about that. Low viscosity would be things like water, rubbing alcohol. High viscosity is something like honey, oil, things of that nature. All right, chemical properties. Chemical properties are characteristics evolved when a substance is changing into another substance, okay? So, is it flammable, okay? Will it rust or oxidize? If we mix two chemicals together, do we create bubbles, okay? Bubbles indicate the giving off of a gas of some kind. So we had two things mixed together that were liquid, and now all of a sudden we got a gas. So we've obviously changed it chemically, okay? pH, do we change the pH, right? Do we go from acidic to basic, whatever the case may be? Reactivity with water, okay? Creating a new chemical in the process. So like I gave you with the carbon dioxide and water going into making sugars and oxygen gas, right? Physically, or chemically, changed the CO2 and the oxygen, all right, around to create the sugar and the oxygen gas.